sunshine. Sun's shining behind me. Let's go. Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine your light of life into this world. It's the morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the mostest, Mark Saint. I live this life, man, traveling the world, making love to beautiful girl, being in love, finding my life, finding my wife, and finding my happiness. And if you're interested in finding any of those above things, let's talk about it, shall we? It's all about that emotional stability. We talked about it yesterday, but if you're not in some kind of fortitude into your life, you will never find a wife, you'll never find love, you'll never find the other side of these things. And that's why we're having this conversation this morning. Boom, baby, boom. Let's go. Saints Addiction. We're in the house. So, morning motivation time. We were talking. I thought I had some weed here. Do the morning motivation. Let's go. Let's go. Cannabis. Let's go. And part of it was, I want to get this right. The emotional. Hold on. I just said it this morning. It's the emotional. Nope. No help there. No help there. A little more help. A little more help. And a little more help than that. Come on. Where are my social media updates? Okay, YouTube Live. There we are. Boom. Energy shifts. The energy shifts, man. I want to talk about how fast the energy shifts in all of us. How fast we can go from being attracted to detracted, how fast we can go from being friends to enemies, how fast we can feel safe to unsafe, and realizing just how quick the emotions and the chemicals work against us or in our favor, depending how you feel, depending what your emotions are telling you. These energies are shifting all the time. And I wanted to say, like, shift happens or shit happens, but shift happens. And it happens in all of us. It's shifting constantly, going from one energy to the next, flickering in our minds, telling us to feel one way 1 minute and then feel another way the next minute. And then we don't know why we're all over the place. And we have to find our chi, we have to find our balance, we have to find these mental stabilities for us to be able to be like, okay, this is my real energy. This is the energy that I am, that I choose to be, and it's my vibe, right? You know, your vibe attracts your tribe. You're literally picking your vibe. And I was telling my girl, I said, I want to choose alternative realities. I want to choose endings that are special. I want to make every day epic. And this is a choice of mine as the sun shines upon me through the little slice. Check out this little slice that's shining through. Look at that. Just right there. Oh, thank you. Thank you, light. Thank you, love. Spent. Because, it's like time, it's spent. But the energy lost and feeling angry or lonely or sad or any of these other things, it was really hard to stop. You're like, stop being angry, stop being sad. It's like, these are the things you can't even ask another human being to do. It's not going to happen. It's something you can't ask of other people, right? You ask people sometimes, like, forget about her or forget your past or get over it. I hate that advice. Like, that's the worst advice I've ever heard in my life. Like, someone saying, get over it, just get over it. And you're like, motherfucker, you be in my head and tell me that these emotions, these energies, and these ideas aren't afflicting you. And then you tell me how you get over it, and then we'll talk, right? So it's one of these things that for sure you're going to feel the energy levels, you're going to feel these feelings and this ideas come into your body and pretty much hijack your whole system. That's for facts. No matter what you do, how you want to do it, you will be bombarded with this chemical warfare inside your brain, making you feel all sorts of different ways. My point with this one is that energy shifts. Just because that energy feels that certain type of way in that certain type of moment doesn't mean it's always going to feel that way. And that's one of my favorite sayings, but I don't get to say it as often. But pain ends. Let me repeat it. Hear me now, feel me now. Pain ends. Like, we won't always be in pain. We won't always be in heartache. We won't always be in jealousy. We won't always stay in these emotional areas. There's so many emotions in the world. There's like that whole plethora of just just feelings and sensations and all things that you get in the wheel. They call it your emotional wheelhouse in psychology terms, but all the emotions in this whole wheelhouse that you're going to get to feel. I like to stay in the happy ones. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I'll take crazy if it makes me look genius to have my happiness and to be able to spread my happiness and be in that energy shift where I can spread it with my friends or spread it with my lover or spread it with my business. It's a luxury. Happiness is a motherfucking luxury, and most people don't have it. I was telling my girl last night, I said, not for nothing. I was like, hey, you ever heard of Zappos? And she's like, nah. And I'm like, well, they got bought out by this shoe company, online shoe company, got bought out by Amazon for billions of dollars. And this guy, $350 million richer, Trump just lost that kind of money. It's a lot of money, right? And they poured it all downtown Las Vegas, called it the Downtown Project. And I was a part of this. I got up out of my bungalow 10 years ago. I remember it was in bungalow number 4 up here. And I popped up out of my fucking bed and I was like, they're doing something in Vegas. I got to be a part of it. And I emailed him and he emailed me back. Anyway, regardless of all the story, is that he went to Park City, Utah and tried to do the same thing that he was doing in downtown Vegas, the Downtown Project he was trying to pull off in Utah. Well, here's the deal, Pickle. This poor guy, all right, not only did he burn alive at my age, 43, 46, something like that, but he was doing drugs and hanging out with all these party peoples, much like your boy Marky saying. It's how Vegas, that's how we roll. But that'd be a good shirt, Vegas, how we roll. And anyway, he ended up paying people double their highest salary. Hear me now, feel me now. Doubled their highest salary they ever attained, doubled it. All they had to do was be happy around him. Can you imagine? Can you imagine trying to be Willy Wonka and making all the Oompa Loompas love you? Like, what I'm saying? Like making everybody so happy. And it's pretty much what the Buddha did. I don't know if you guys know the story of the Buddha, but the Buddha, he never saw anybody old. He never saw anybody sick. He never saw anybody unhappy. They literally just picked and plucked all the right people, the youngest people, the hottest people to be with him inside the castle walls. Well, one day he hopped the castle walls and he started to see poverty. He started to see ageism. He started to see real life. You know what I mean? The struggles of it. The warts and all. And I just was like, wow. It's one of these things that you can live in a gated community or pretend like everything's perfect or live in this fictitious world. Well, energy shifts. It's not always going to stay the same. You're not always going to be old, but at one time you were young and you're not always going to stay young. You have to develop and go through these energy shifts. And that's why it was just so important to like recognize what your energy is doing, right? Like recognize if you're being destructive with your energy, if you're being helpful with your energy. Is your energy loving? Is it bringing you the type of not responsibilities, I don't want to say consequences. Is it bringing you the outcome that you are desiring? I mean, you know what your energy is doing. You know where energy is shifting. Sometimes it can shift into negative worlds while these people pull up and be negative and arguing around me. Sometimes that's what it does. It'll take you to a place where you think everyone's against you, you got no friends and nothing's working out, and maybe you might talk to yourself negatively, or you don't like the way you look, or your clothes aren't fitting right, or maybe you haven't lost enough weight. There's so much shifting of energy that we pump ourselves with, like into our brains, into our systems, into our vibe. And I wanted to go to a different direction with it. I just thought for sure, my energy, the Saints addiction part of it, needs to find the positive part of it. I needed to seek within myself a positive answer, a positive outcome, something that's working in my favor instead of concentrating on all these things that weren't in my favor. So to shift your energy to like literally light up. I was watching a special on like Michael Jordan, like when it's time for the 1986 fucking Olympics or 96 Olympics, or when it's time to be in the slam dunk contest and it's time to shine, right? When the sun's shining on me right now, time to shine. You bring in your A game, the best foot forward, the one that's optimistic, the one that believes in people, the one that believes in dreams, and that's the person that you want to bring to the table. A lot of us, we bring the scared individual that doesn't believe in themselves, that has low self confidence, that negatively self talks them to themselves, and they can't seem to shift that energy. They just get stuck on it and they're like, well, nobody loves me, and I'm hard to love, and nothing will ever be right because of the past X, Y, and Z. We look at examples. This is definitely psychology that we play on ourselves, where we just like, if it happened in the past, it must happen in the future. And I think it's the biggest shame on humanity. The shame on humanity is that we predict a negative outcome, that because we've gone through trials and tribulations, we assume that it's always going to be a trial and a tribulation, that we assert that energy to these new moments, even though they don't belong in these moments. And that's something I try to key in with my love, and things I work on in my life is like, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing, or am I feeling it and it's messing me up inside? And that's what the big thing I try to alleviate or figure out, or how beautiful, to figure out, am I seeing things or am I believing them? And that's really what it is. I don't know if you believe in magic, or if you believe in, I don't know, fairy tales or Aesop fables, or whatever you want to believe in. The kernel of it, the kernel of the truth inside, right, is what I'm trying to get into. I'm trying to get to the nut of the acorn, the real energy of it, and shift it to a place that makes me more positive, brings me more happiness, and brings me to a place where I can put my energy into things that give me energy back, instead of these energy vampires or things that don't work for me or work against me. I try to shift my energy to a place where it'll start working for me. So it's like, the game's coming to the end of the line. I haven't scored that many points. I should get on my defense. And that's where I'm going to shift my energy. I'm going to go back into the place and go, okay, I need to get more on defense. I need to concentrate more. I need to breathe more. I need to focus more, and put the energy into what needs to happen instead of what's happening to me. It's one of my favorite sayings, but it's not what you have. It's what you do with what you have that matters. So it's not what you have. A lot of people do that. Be do have, or have do be. If I have this money, then I'll do this, and then I'll be doing the charity work, and then I'll be successful. And it's be do have. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna go feed the charity right now. I'm gonna be the homeless feeding the homeless, and I'm gonna do the things that it takes, and then I'm gonna get the results that I desire. Because eventually, if you are what you are and you do the things with your energy, then you can't possibly not have it. That's the best part about it. It's like, once you put that kind of energy out there, they say that vibe, then nobody can take your vibe from you. Nobody's going to be able to switch your energies if you've been working on your energy yourself. And that's the hardest part, is to be able to control oneself, have self-discipline, have some sort of self control, dare I say, and not other people controlling us, but us controlling us. And that's the best part, is being able to be in control of myself, in control of my reactions, my energy, my beliefs. I'm in control of all of that. And then, can I have some? And that's where I wanted to be at this morning, was talking about people that just seem to not. Babe noticed some last night. She was like, "Those people don't love you." And like, you got to notice that energy. I know, I know, but also it needed to be said, you know, and and that's that subtle difference that I was talking about earlier this week, where you can see in people's eyes if they have your true intentions in mind, or if they've been talking shit about you for the last couple years or weeks or an hour ago or a minute ago. And it sucks. It comes in different forms. It comes in not saying hi to people. It comes in side eyes. It comes in whispers under the breath. There's these subtleties that you can't hide. Micro expressionisms. We're quick to it. And Robert Greene will tell you to point that out too. Tell someone good news and watch their eyes go like envy, and then pretend like they're happy for you. Like, you get only a split second of this, but they'll be like, it happens with us. 'Cause I haven't told her to her face, but how many times have we told our friends that we're in love, and they go, "Are you sure? Isn't that fast? Let me spread my negativity upon you," instead of being like, "Congratulations." You know what I mean? It might even happen when we have babies. Someone would be like, "Oh God, oh, what's it gonna be?" Oh, that little pause means I'm not pregnant. I don't have anybody that loves me. I have no action in my life. Like, these are monumental milestones in people's lives. I graduated college, I had children, and I died. Like, big time shit, right? The big chapters. And there'll be people that'll be mad that they don't have those chapters. They didn't do any of the work. They didn't be vulnerable to find someone. They didn't expose themselves or travel to new locations to even get it. Like me and this one, we would have never met. Like the fact that we have our genetics and that we're gonna mix our genetics is such a fucking trip to me because these are like hybrid children. We're like, hybrids of weed, between indica and sativa over here, right? Like,
Hey.
I'm the indica for sure. I love smoking indica. And on that note, let's bless up.
Yeah, but you are good indica for mine.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The indica sativa, our children would be the hybrid of this. So if you had two hybrids, make a super hybrid. Right, right. There's such a switch in mentality and energies. This is what I'm saying is shifting. And when you see it happen, some people wish for it to happen, but they won't do the work for it at all. And I love that phrase from Ice Cube. Don't expect results from the work you didn't do. And it's like that, you know what I mean? I think that's what ends up happening in people is they're so narcissistic, and it comes with envy. It's one of the seven deadly sins. And the first thing you do is you filter the information through yourself and your own lens and personality and emotions. And it's like it has nothing to do with you.
Hey, take off your shorts and stuff. I'm gonna wash it.
I don't want to wash these. These are still clean.
But I'm gonna wash it.
See, you gotta do what you're told. Energy shifts, bro. Keep telling you. This is how the show goes. It's a naked show. But that's what I've been noticing. Just energy shifting. I saw all my friends go out to dinner without me last night. Normally this is like the crew I created and all the people that love me and are in my friend group, right? And they were all hanging out together without me because I'm with this one. And the energy shifted. I can't be the leader, cult follower, or cult leader, fucking group guy anymore because I've joined a different group. I've joined this group over here. I've joined the Sarah group, and yeah,
What?
no, too soon. That's exactly what it is. I joined Team Sarah, and can't help it. You shift your energies. There's going to be people that will see the energies, and then there are people that will believe in different energies, and that's what ended up happening. Like my buddy said, he's like, it always happens to me. I meet friends, and then they get girlfriends, and then they don't hang out anymore. And I said, bro, it happens to me too. As soon as people start having babies, they got other shit to do, and it ain't shit with us to do. So we have lives to live and energies to shift, and it's important that you find uh,
Yeah, but you're not gonna hang out with me all the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. We have our own separate space and stuff. I'm just talking about last night when these guys were at dinner together and they all took a group photo. And last week we were all together in the group photo, and I kind of set up the group, and it was just like I'm on all the teams, bruv. I'm on all the teams. I'm on team win, bro. That's what I want. I want whatever team I'm on to win, and whatever energy I got to bring or shift to get that win is exactly what I'll do. So I'll be the Michael Jordan of this game.
Yep.
It's packing. You got this?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I love you. This one's crazy. I love you. I love my life. I love my life. This beautiful creature is doing the laundry right now after kissing me in the mornings. And that's where my energy's been shifting towards the love and the unity and the family. And he was right. It's going to be less about friendships, parties, and appearances. It's going to be about uh, being present, being accountable, present and accountable. Yep. And responsible for a whole nother team. This new team requires a bungalow from me, requires mosquito nets, requires cleanliness. And in that requirement, I get a family, children, and a home, a real home. You know, you ask yourself where your energy shifts. Is your home clean? Messy room, messy mind. Messy wife, messy life. And misinterpreted energy goes in all directions. It comes out of us sideways. We think that we know, and then it goes the other way. And first you go right, then you go wrong. Yeah, that's that kind of energy shift I'm talking about. So as I shift away from haters, people that aren't smiling when they see me, people that I think are hating on their lives, they're not sharing their light, they're not sharing their love, they're yelling in the morning, being abusive to each other, threatening to beat each other up. That's next door. Or sleeping with other women and cheating on the woman that raising your kids and you're still not smiling. That's a whole nother side. I shift away from all these energies. I go plug into my friends like Timo, who still hollers at me after we met a year ago, say happy Valentine's Day after. How's your relationship going? He actually checks on my relationships instead of judges my relationship. And it's so easy to judge. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. So easy to judge. Apparently, a hand towel is not a handkerchief. And yesterday, my nose was running while I was getting the 2 hour massage, and it ran into the towel because they give you a towel over the pillow. And I used the towel to blow my nose, and my girl said I couldn't do that. And I said, "It's a towel." And it's a hand towel. No, the other people use it. And it's disrespectful. And energy shifting, bro. But now I can breathe. A little bit. I can breathe. But anyway, that was the whole point of this show, was to see my energy shift in places I wanted it to grow. And I sat here for the last 3 months looking at these bungalows and realizing that these weirdos were coming to save me, and they didn't care about me. They stopped talking about me. And the only reason I have these bungalows is because I put up some money, and they're honoring it, and they're in the hopes and the wish and the prayer that I might fix it. And I couldn't fix them. I couldn't fix them to see me for a good character. Sometimes you'll see people, and that's the only way you'll see them. Your energy will shift. You'll be like, "Oh, he's a thief. I don't want to be around him." Or, "Oh, he's a cheater. I don't want to be around him." Or, "Oh, she's a liar. I don't want to be around him." People told me, 8 people in a row, like 10 people in a row, "Don't do business with them. Don't do business with them." And I was just like, energy shifts, bro. It was all loves and hugs at the first, and now all of a sudden they don't even talk to me for over a month, almost 2 months, to just not talking to me. And they're like, "Wait a minute, I gave you $1,000 US, 30,000 baht, and you won't talk to me? Well, thank you for the bungalow for 3 months. And since I put another 10 G's in it, thank you for the extra month. Everything will be even after this, and I will find another bungalow system to buy and put my energy into." I'm no longer interested in energy vampires. I'm not interested in people that can suck up every shift of energy that I have. I'm not interested in that at all. And clearly, Miss Independent here, we're not always all over each other. We just so happen to have each other, but we haven't seen each other in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? She's been off the island, and now we get to connect. But I still have my friends. I still meet up with them. I still include them in both. My life doesn't stop because I have a wife. Energy is indestructible and constantly current and moving. And shifting. Think about it. This right here, player. This light right here. Oh, cool. Look at the. I thought you can almost see the smoke from my. Screenshot it for me, please. Anyway, send that to me. That's pretty cool, actually. Probably can screenshot it myself. But you only get so much energy in the day, and then it comes down from the sunshine, 220 million miles away. These photons, these neurons, not neurons, that's in our brains. The photons and electrons coming from this travels billions of miles to get to us, millions of miles actually. I think it's 220 million. No, that's how far Mars is away. Anyway, you get the point. The sun's pretty fucking far away, but it's close enough to keep us warm. And to make all this phosphorescence happen, all this photosynthesis to happen, all this green and lush and plant life starts to create the insects. insects, and the insects start to create the animals, and the animals start to feed the humans, and the humans go and get the oil from the old plants from the last time. And that's what we consider energy. Now, you might search for gold, you might search for oil, you might even search for money. All that energy shifts. It's all been shifting millennia, billions of years to evolve and be there, from the dinosaurs to your gas tank, and from the sunlight to your happiness, and from your perspective, from your attitude to your altitude. And this is what I'm talking about, energy shift. It's just like, you got to pay attention where your energy is shifting. Do you jump on drama and can't wait to be all up in the gossip and let it change your, oh, I don't like her. And now you're talking about how much you don't like instead of how much you love? Or the position of, is this energy behooving me? Is it making me feel better about myself? You know, and not just about my narcissistic and ego self, but like my vibe near you. Does it start screaming, this person is not to be trusted? This person has been talking shit about you. This person would steal from you. I've had that vibe from some people that were close to me too. For sure. I've had it a couple times where I thought the dude I was going to hang out with was going to kill me, actually killed me. I had this actual gut instinct that this person had really bad PTSD, or maybe CPTSD, really complex post traumatic stress disorder, and that he wasn't on his meds and was an ex military person and might get really jealous of my life and actually kill my life. Can't hang out with you anymore. Or I can help you unload things and build things and say hello to you, but you can't say hello back, and you act like you don't fucking know me, and you want to turn off the Wayback Machine and erase the past every time I hung out with you, and every time I introduced you to someone else, and every time I made you laugh. Now it's all deleted, and you want to stay in a bad mood. Duly noted, bro. I see that energy shift. I feel that. Like, you don't look at me the same. I was saying it about the Russian couple when I asked the Russian girl out on the date. I was just trying to appease her. I'm a gentleman. She said she loved romance. You know, but your boy, romantic as fuck with my girl Sarah. I was romancing. I was like, this is something that's genuine inside me, that I want to show her a life that I want to live, and show her a future that's with us both. And watch the energy shifts with the Russian people. Now they don't say hi anymore. They're giving me the side eye. They're looking at me and looking at each other and whispering. I'm like, that looks foul. That looks foul. But over here, this looks like a dream. You know, this looks like a dream. It looks like my future. You know, I never wanted to be more married in my life. I never wanted someone ever to be my wife. I tried before. I was unprepared and never had a ring, had misunderstandings, and taking it slow. We'll see in the next 6 months. Your boy's not going to be married. And I shifted my energy that way. Or with children. The same thing that got killed 3 years ago. I now have the possibility to do it with someone that's not divorced, that doesn't have two kids, and isn't fucking stonewalling me, but works with me even when she does want to stonewall me, has to talk and express and be a real human being. And that's what we have to do. We have to shift our energies to what's real. That's exactly what's happening. Shift it away from the drugs and start shifting it to the exercise. Shift it away from the obsession and start putting it into the focus. Shift it away from the hatred and the jealousy and the envy, and start getting some gratitude, attitude, and altitude. And then you will get that Les Brown effect. Then you will get that power of now from Eckhart Tolle. Then and only then will you be Tony Robbins enough to say, I want what I want, and set my goals and say, what's my definition of success? To do what I want with who I want for as long as I want, where I want, whenever I want. You know, awesome definition. I almost got to steal it every time, but like, pretty much definition of success. You know, I want to do what I want, what I want for how long as I want, and keep doing it. And that's where I'm energy shifting. So you're gonna put your energy out wherever you want to. No one's going to stop you. No one's gonna slap the remote out of your hand or the cookie out of your mouth or fucking tell you to stop eating the ice cream. You're a grown ass person. Get grown ass man, grown ass woman. It's your turn to say, what am I going to do with my energy today? My motivation. Mic drop, baby. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Peace. Ciao. Bello. Beijos.